I'm the coach. You're locked into the NFL on EA Sports. Straight ahead, we've got what should be a good one between the Miami Dolphins and the New York Giants. I'll be back with you again with scores around the league at halftime. But kickoff right around the corner. And standing by to call the action, here are Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis.
And thank you, Coach. We are across the Hudson from Midtown Manhattan at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Miami Dolphins and the New York Giants. The first 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final as we're off in Week 9? And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. First carry now for Nick Chubb. And he'll wind up with about 6, up past the 30 to the 31. The game's first play produces 6 yards, brings up second down. They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. To throw. And he's got his man, the tight end, McDonald. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production. Week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start getting the play. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. O'Shane Zimenez gets him for a loss of 10 yards from his linebacker spot.
Now, we talk about players blitzing all the time. I often laugh and sometimes call it just straight-ahead pursuit. What a running start right back to the backfield for him.
Yeah, it really didn't give anybody a chance to get up there and stop it.
No, I mean, that's really, really difficult. You're asking a whole lot anyway, but when he gets that kind of a start and comes through clean, oftentimes the advantage definitely goes to the defensive player.
And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a third down. 5 in the secondary now for the Giants here on third. On play action, Rosen. Looking downfield for Jones. And that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's 4th down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
And great special teams work here. This is knocking on the door of the 5. They'll spot it at the 6-yard line.
Well, someone's going to be happy with that effort. You know who else is going to be happy? His defense.
Absolutely.
He's created a very long field for that offense to try to traverse.
And he got some help from Mr. Football there, checking up nicely. Good English on that punt.
18 Gators. Smooth. 57's run. They gonna need some get it.
Sony Michel, his first carry. And he'll take this forward only up to about the 7. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
70, Indy. Give these traps. Let's go.
To throw on 2nd down, Sanders. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
I think we'll see more of them trying to get him the football out of the backfield. They love what he can do in open space, and they believe that he creates mismatches they can exploit.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Back to throw. Sanders. And that is incomplete. So the defense able to get off the field here on third down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on third down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. This is taken at the 23. They'll call that a 61-yard punt. He got all of that one. And it'll be Dolphin football. And the Dolphins getting set to go here. They punted last time they had it. What steps, Charles, you think they have to take to make sure they don't do that again?
Well, let's just go to the football 101, the trade expression 101. Win first down. Make 5, 6, 7 yards on first down and make it a 2nd and 3, 2nd and manageable. Keep accumulating first downs that way. Keep moving the football. You don't want to get behind the sticks because then the defense has the advantage. Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
On 2nd and 9, Rosen. He completes it to Jones. That catch good for 5. It's third down. A look at the starters now on the defensive side of the ball for the Giants. They've been very good this year against the pass, currently holding on to a top 10 ranking at number 10.
And I'm struggling a little bit trying to really categorize this crew. They're top 10 in the league against the pass, but the bottom half of the league in sacking the quarterback. That doesn't make sense. Imagine if this group ever put pressure on the QB, they'd easily move into the top 5.
And he finally goes down, but not before reaching the 21. A big play there on the catch and run. 51 yards.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
So barely time to catch our breath. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the red zone. From the gun, it's Rosen. And he finds Parker here, complete. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. They'll run with Chubb. They'll get this halfway home from the 8 to the 4 on a gain of 4.
Well, it's been the air game that's taken them down on this drive before they finally turned around and handed it off on the last play.
And now they're looking for the big boys to get him in the end zone. Couldn't do it there.
It'll be interesting to see. Offensive lines had to pass block a lot on this drive. Will they be able to revert and fire out and create some space in the run game? His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
They'll give it to Chubb. And he takes it into the end zone for the Dolphin touchdown. Nick Chubb, his 6th touchdown of the season, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. The touchdown giving him the first quarter lead. Remember, they lost a rough game 2 weeks ago. Then they had to sit through the open week, but a good start here.
And just think about everyone around them, everyone around the organization. When you lose headed into that open week, everyone's cringing because you don't have a chance to get on the horse and ride it again for at least 2 weeks. Well, they were able to take that time, use it constructively, and now they're back in form.
And New York set to take the field. And still a lot of football to be played in this season. We're only in November. A lot can happen between now and January. But if it ended today, they would just be on the outside of the playoff picture looking in. So a lot to fight for.
Yeah, and wasn't it interesting in our meeting with the coaching staff that they all made sure to let us know, we know where we are right now, but the playoffs don't start tomorrow. We still got some time, and they plan on putting it together, formulating a streak, get the whole month of December still left to play.
It's to us that there's no playoff talk in the locker room right now. It's win this game and look to next week.
Excellent focus.
On 2nd down, Michelle. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down. Now, look, that wasn't a huge game, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched it more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
To throw is Sanders on 1st and 10. And he is going to go down. They sack him on the final play of the first quarter. Ready to roll for the second quarter from MetLife Stadium. The Giants with the football as they've got it with a second down coming up. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports.
Go now. 10-2 start.
So now 20 yards to go on second down after the sack. Work to be done. Now this one over the middle into the hands of his tight end, complete. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. A good pickup there, 18 yards as they get closer for third down. Now that tight end position, it just seems to continue to evolve every year in the NFL.
Yeah, you're getting really terrific athletes. A lot of them maybe were wide receivers at one point. They continue to give you speed, great hands, and big bodies, which make them excellent targets for quarterbacks.
They'll try and run for it. Here's Michel. And he's got the first down before being taken down at the 46. The drive stays alive. A third down gain of 8.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
So now 1st and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory at the 46.
Hey, team 6. Team 6. Check Mike 57. Mike 57.
Now a handoff here to his running back. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. No gain on the play there. Second down.
Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
Bravo. 57. Mike 57. Hey, D-line, let's get in there. Let's get in.
Here's Sanders to throw on second down. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's third down.
I think he's a little trigger happy right there, and it turned into an ill-advised throw into their zone.
Well, we know he has confidence. He'll throw it any place, anytime, anywhere. That time it fell incomplete. Now play number 7 of the drive as they're looking at a 3rd and 10.
Mike 52, Mike 52. Oh, yeah. 5.
They just do get the playoff as he'll look to throw. This is Jennings. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. He'll get 15 and a Giants first down.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Sanders off the bootleg. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 as they line up 2nd and 10.
Hey, echo.
Now Sanders going to throw again. That one brought in by his tight end Adam Shaheen. And this is picked up by the Dolphins. And he's into the clear. 30, 10, and this is brought all the way back. A fumble recovery and taken to the house for a Miami touchdown. And he has great speed, defensive back speed. Once he got it and took off, there was no catching it.
And I know every team tells you to hustle no matter what the play, but there was no chance of catching him. Maybe if it had been a defensive tackle running with the ball, but not in this case.
That's what we do. Other way.
After reviewing the play, the ruling on the field is reversed.
The Giants on third down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6.
132 fighter.
Sanders now. Following the fumble recovery, he'll throw. And Ingram holds it in. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. 17 yards and a Giant first down. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did.
Hey, Alpha. 57's Mike. Mike 57.
Now a first down carry. It's Michelle. And they'll lose yardage here. They go backwards to the 13-yard line. A loss of 2 there. 2nd down. Another example right there how this defense really is winning the entire game at the point of attack.
Yeah, right there at the line of scrimmage because they are dominating it. It allows their interior guys to get upfield and spill into the backfield. So how are you going to combat that? You know, because they bring in your tight end, keep him in. Your running backs, they have to step forward. Bottom line, your offensive line.
And he will take it on in for a Giant touchdown. Evan Ingram, his 3rd touchdown now on the year, as they are now on the board here in the first half. Boy, it's nice to have that big, reliable target you can go to.
Each and every time. A lot of people see that position as a fallback. Throw it to them when all else fails. Not at all. This guy can make plays, and that's exactly what he just did.
Yeah, play here for a touchdown. Extra point was hooking, but he does make it through. And we are tied at 7. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And it was polished off by a Giants touchdown. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. This one fielded at the 5. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline. Because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
A nice gain of 21 yards. That's what we're used to seeing from him right there. Plays like that, why he's number 4 in the league in terms of receiving yardage.
Able to make adjustments all along the way. It doesn't matter where he lines up, where he releases from. Working his way into the secondary, figures out defenses and finds weak spots in order to get open.
Now Rosen on first down. And this is Parker, complete. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. A Miami first down, that one going for a gain of 11.
In today's football, where receivers break tackles, make people miss, get upfield for the extra yardage, when you see a play like that where it's caught and he's dropped on the spot, that's a big-time play by the defense.
Well, here's a first down throw that's complete. A gain of 6 there on first.
In so many ways, throwing the hitch route is actually one of the safer things an offense can do. Get the ball out to the receiver as fast as possible. Hope he's got man-to-man coverage. And wins on the perimeter.
9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
Yeah, once more, strong running, excellent blocking at the point of attack. They've got a nice little drive brewing right here.
Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a tick under a minute to go before half. Throwing now, Rosen on first down. And to the tight end here, Safarian Jenkins. The Dolphins going to take their second timeout as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on first down. Now Rosen. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect.
That's a good job there creating the contact to force the incompletion. And now since it's 4th down, that should set up a field goal situation.
And a nice sigh of relief defensively to be able to hold them to 3. And his kick is indeed good. And the Dolphins have taken the lead. So chalk that down as an 8-play drive capped with a field goal.
Yeah, as a friend of mine used to say, they were moving and grooving for a while, but they couldn't keep the momentum going enough to get a touchdown out of it.
This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The New York set to take the field. You're down 3 under a minute to go. How aggressive are you going to be in this spot?
Not as aggressive as I probably would want to be. Only down 3. I mean, it might as well be even going into the half. That's not a deficit that makes me want to push it and potentially make a mistake in this situation and cost myself even more points.
Oh, boy, getting into field goal range and tying it, that's tempting.
Awfully enticing. You almost talked me into it.
The Giants going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the first half. This quarterback now 6 of 10 in this first half. He's got his guys a first down here. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. They'll complete this to Ingram as tight end. Now the Giants will use the second of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
Hey. 57 to Mike. 57 to Mike. You ain't got nothing. You ain't got nothing. Go.
Looking to throw. Sanders. Over the middle, it's complete. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. So that flag will cost him 15.
How you get the face mask, any part of it, that's going to be 15 yards.
So the face mask, quite a blessing there as they'll start out of harm's way with a 1st and 10.
Hey, high 7. Hey, check Mike 57, Mike 57. Hey, they're scared. Mike's 57, 57's Mike.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And this is going to be intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. Jennings was the one he was looking for. Those INTs all sting, but you throw one in the red zone, I think especially as a rookie, maybe it stings a little bit more.
I think what you're saying is they don't all count the same, do they? Right? Interceptions in the red zone that you've given up points now, those are precious. So you have to learn from those and in a hurry.
So now here come the Dolphins. We're under 20 seconds to go in the half. I'm guessing the wise play here is be safe.
That is the wise play, because if you think about trying to fool them here, here's what you're facing. You're facing a loosened up secondary, playing a lot deeper than normal. So even if you run some type of misdirection, you're only going to fool them for a second or so. And guess what? They're so deep, they're really not going to be out of position. Take the knee, get to the locker room.
And just like that, on we head to half number 2. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This is fielded at the chalk of the 10. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. And New York set to take the field. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works.
Ready, set. 57 to Mike. Ready.
To throw is Sanders. Looking to throw on second down. Finds his tight end Ingram. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. A gain there of 21 yards.
Partner, it's a lot of fun watching the NFL now, isn't it? Because when the big fella runs routes, it used to be when we were kids, he'd run about 3 different routes, and that was it. Now he can run anything and catch the balls we just saw there.
On first down, Michel, and they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. Olivier Vernon brings him down.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing, but with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
The last run got 3, now here's 2nd and 7.
Let's go.
Again, it's Michel. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the 3rd quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
Let's put them on the buses. Let's put that team on the bus. Hey, check Mike. Hey, Delta. Mike 57. I smell fear in that offense. I smell fear in that offense. Deep rip.
Here's Sanders to throw on 3rd down. That's complete to his receiver, McLaurin. And he gets it just shy of midfield, but that's not enough. He's short of the marker. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th.
One of the money routes for any offense, the drag route. So tough to defend because the receiver can stop at any point and make himself available to the quarterback and get a completion. But I love the communication we saw there. All the defenders pointing out the receiver, where he was going, and then they're able to rally to the ball after the catch and stop him short of a first down.
They'll try and throw for it here. Throw left side, complete to Ingram. And now this is going to be close. The defense says they stopped him, and they did. Well, they clearly made a conscious decision here to be more aggressive in the late stages of this game here in the second half.
And I get it. In this situation, if you want to be aggressive out near midfield, you feel good about your defense maybe, or just, hey, I thought I had a proper play call. But how about the guys that just stopped them? How good do they feel right now? You want to go for it here? We shut you down. They're over on the bench right now feeling great.
And the head coach reaches for the red flag, tosses it down on the field. He wants a challenge here. Well, he challenged the play. It did not pay off.
And that means he lost a timeout in that challenge.
And as a coach, you hate that. I don't know if you took the advice of the player, you threw it yourself, but it didn't go your way.
At the end of the day, it all comes back to the head coach. He has the final determination on whether to actually challenge the play or not. In this case, it didn't pay off for him.
And that's got to be so heartbreaking. You throw that flag, you probably feel really confident, and then all of a sudden, boom, you lose the challenge.
Yeah, when you take a look at it, you're throwing that flag because you believe you're going to be right. And when it comes back the other way, you have to regroup.
And he'll get this one back to the 5-yard line, but no further than that. Now a stoppage here as it looks like we've got a Dolphin shaken up on the play. We'll get an update when we return to MetLife Stadium. They come out here in the I. The line of scrimmage, once again, the 5 as they get ready for 2nd and goal. They'll run here with John Kelly. And this play doesn't go anywhere. Backwards, losing yardage to the 11. 3rd down just got a lot tougher. That will officially go as a loss of 7. A big play to start the drive got him in this position, but this defense has held firm since, and now it's 3rd and goal. And now it's Rosen looking to the end zone, but it's incomplete. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed if there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. They had it 1st and goal, 3 attempts, couldn't get it in, so they settle for 3.
Yeah, the field tends to shrink a little bit the closer you get to the goal line, doesn't it? It doesn't sound right. It sounds a little counterintuitive. But you run out of space to run the deep routes, so they can just sit on the shorter stuff if you're going to throw it. If you want to run it, there's just not as much space. You end up having to take 3 there.
Here's the Giant offense now making their way back out onto the field. Sanders on 1st down. A short throw to Ingram. He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion that would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on 1st down.
Hey, Charlie.
2nd and 5. A short throw to Ingram. They follow up the gain of 5 by only getting 1 there on 2nd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Hey, you got 3.
Back to throw. Sanders. He gets this complete to Shaheen, the tight end. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. 10 yards, good for a Giant 1st down.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a 1st down.
Meanwhile, here, a run on 1st down really backfires as he's going to be brought down well behind the line of scrimmage. That really sets him back. A loss of 6.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Now Sanders to throw on 2nd down. This pass to Jennings, and he makes a catch. A good pickup there, 13 yards as they get closer for third down. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
61, matchbox lights. Check the hot read. Five.
Looking to throw. Sanders. And the return out shy of midfield to the 46-yard line. The rookie was trying to push it downfield, but the safety bit him.
And he'll learn that you have to hold the safety. And you do that with your head movement, your eyes, sometimes your shoulders. Hold the safety so that you can get back to the throw that you really want to make. He got so excited thinking his guy was open that he made it easy for the defensive back to go get the football.
They start on the ground with Nick Chubb. And he's able to get this down deep on the Giants' side of the field. That one good for 37 yards.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
Now left side on the swing pass. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down.
That was well defended, and while it was a completion, it resulted in a loss of yardage. It's really, really hard for a running back to think to himself, I probably should have just dropped it and saved the yardage. It goes against the entire training that he's had his whole career.
2nd and 12 after the first down pass play went backwards for 2 yards. And that is caught. Touchdown, Miami. Julio Jones with a lucky number 13 touchdowns now on the year. And thanks to the interception, the Dolphins offense cashes in with 6. And in the red zone, I guess this is why you have a guy like that on your roster.
Without a doubt, and if you have him, you use him because he's a guy who's going to win just about every time. I don't care what the coverage is.
Here's Chubb to try to run it in. And he is into the end zone to bump the lead up 2 more. Only had a couple of yards to gain there on the 2-point conversion, and they were able to do it.
And how many teams shy away from running the football in the 2-point conversion? They treat 2 yards as if it were 20. If you're a good team running the ball, go to your strength. Go ahead and push it into the end zone.
Yeah, they did. It worked. And now out come the Giants. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. At this stage, this drive's got to be touchdown or bust because you need 2 of them.
And if I'm the offensive play caller, I'm not just looking at my dagger plays downfield. I'm looking at some of my specials, something that can fool them and give you a big play now.
And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by Minka Fitzpatrick. And he's able to get it back to right around the 27. Jennings was the one he was looking for. Boy, so another interception, CD, and it feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his 2nd season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
After the interception, here's Rosen. And intercepted, maybe the turning point they need. Julian Love picks it, and he will bring it back. It's a pick 6 on a Giants touchdown. Well, don't change that channel just yet. This one may have gotten a bit more interesting.
Put down the remote, put down the clicker. This one looked like it was over. It looked like they were ready to seal the deal. But in doing so, by pitching it around a little bit, it cost them. We could have a great finish.
Rosas good with the extra point. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This is taken at his 4. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line.
Let's go. Let's go.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. They're holding on right now to that slim advantage in a one-score game. And you hear a lot about 2-minute offense and 4-minute offense. Obviously, the 4-minute offense applies here. How do they run that effectively?
Yeah, really what the 4-minute offense is you're just trying to grind the clock. So you want consistent gains, steady gains. Doesn't have to be big plays, but it has to be plays that gets first downs and keeps the ball away from your opponent.
But certainly throwing the ball is in the mix here.
It certainly is. Just make sure that you're careful with it. And again, get those first downs, keep possession of the football.
Call that a loss of 5 yards on the play. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here.
Time to give a little credit here. That was an excellent read by the guys on the defensive side of the ball.
Oh, you're crediting your defense.
Got to credit them on that one because they tried to fool them, right? Tried to trick them. Ran a screen, and they went to it and smothered it for a loss of yardage.
He'll get this to his speedster, Paul Richardson. It's a pickup of 13, but they're still a bit short, and it'll be 4th down. I hate to surrender the football when you're nursing a slim lead, but they're going to have to punt it away. Trust that defense.
It's the right play at this stage of the game as well. You don't need to press it here because you do have that little bit of a cushion, and you count on your D to make it stand up.
Let's go, boys. Let's go.
The Giants now down on the scoreboard. And time, a huge factor. And they're in danger of a 3rd straight loss as they come up on 1st and 10.
Set. 30 base. Watch the run. Watch the run. Hey, Haywood. 52's the mic, boys. 52. I got it. Shoot.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Looking for McLaurin, and he's got him. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. It's a gain of 22 as we tick towards the 2-minute warning.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route. Drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game.
Let's go.
So it's Giants football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over.
5-2's the mic. Mike 5-2. Mike 5-2. Exit. Exit. Where'd he grip?
Sanders now throwing on 1st down. And he can't hang on to it. That would have sealed it. Instead, 2nd down. So he's unable to complete it there, and just not the game that you would expect from him. He's been off the mark really start to finish.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what exactly is going on. Is he a little bit dinged up here, or is he just off just by a bit? Maybe he can get it back in this situation. He'll need to.
Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10.
Let's set a tone, fellas. Let's set a tone. Hey, Mike 52.
He's back to throw. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd. So back-to-back incompletions, now 3rd and 10. And first things first, before you think about marching the ball down the field, you got to move the chains.
You're exactly right. Got to get back into focus here. Get the first down. That's what's vital to them.
Back to throw. And he comes back with one complete. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. First down, Giants on a pickup of 14.
That's exactly what they were looking for. If they get another gain like that, they'll be right there in field goal range.
And the tension building. Back to throw. Completes it to Jennings. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
And this is obviously a spot where you lean on your stars. Get the ball to them in open space and let them do what they do.
57's a mark. Now.
Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. And it's caught. It's a touchdown. So they rally here in the final minute, and they're an extra point away from game tie in this game. There was a lot of zip on that pass, and baseball might have called that a frozen rope.
I like it when you bring the diamond into the game. I'm going back to the gridiron. Had some heat on that bad boy. Sometimes you throw a touchdown pass, and sometimes
you throw, what, a touchdown strike?
There you go. That's my man, in concert.
A very important extra point there, up and good, and we are tied here in the fourth quarter. A couple of teams locked into a good one here. 21 all the score as the kick's away. This one fielded at the 5. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over. They've got work to do, but they do still have a bit of time here.
And they've got to feel comfortable with that, but they have all their play sequences called. If they get out of bounds, that allows them to huddle and call another play, but if they don't, it's hurry up to the line of scrimmage and either spike it and stop the clock or continue to move it downfield in order to try and get in range and win this game.
See if they can do just that. 18 big yards on that one, and a Miami first.
There are so many things to watch for when you play defense, and reading your keys, you always hear about that, and having your eyes in the right place.
Let's go!
To Austin Safarian Jenkins. First down,
Throwing now is Rosen. Safarian Jenkins has it. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this fourth quarter. Here's Rosen. Complete to Jones. The Dolphins going to take their second timeout as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in the game. Down he goes at the 23, a pickup of 4. Now the Giants will use the second of their 3 timeouts as the clock will stop with 18 seconds remaining.
Ain't no such thing as a loss. We take a win. Watch the safety creep.
A run for Nick Chubb. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. The Giants going to burn their third and final timeout as they'll stop it with 13 seconds left to play. That's going to be caught by Richardson. No gain there on the completion. 2nd and 10. Now here's a timeout as they will indeed call it with 5 seconds to go and a chance with a field goal to win the game. And now this game's going to come down to the right leg of their kicker. And his kick is good. And it's celebration time on that sideline as they have taken the lead in the final seconds. He hasn't missed a kick all year. Why would he start now?
That's a great question, isn't it? Well, maybe because that was the most nerve-wracking kick he had to attempt all year, but he knocked it through just like it was an easy chip shot.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. Look at the clock. Everyone knows the situation. Probably time here for one final play.
And we know what that play is going to be. It's got to be some sort of Hail Mary, throwing it towards...
And, oh, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked up by Xavier Howard. And that is going to seal this victory as time runs out. Well, we were on hand for a fun and entertaining game here, coming down really to that last.